first announced that Amitabh Bachchan starrer Gulabo Sitabo would release straight on an OTT platform, it was a complete hullabaloo. Were we looking at the future of what filmmaking would look like? What about movie theaters? What happens to distributors? What happens to the entire industry? That was the entire focus of conversation. Well, Gulabo Sitabo has quote unquote released today on Amazon Prime, a popular streaming site. And the initial reviews seem to be good, but it's also heralding what could be the new normal. So is it the new normal? Is it a one-off? And what does it mean for the creative experience of making a movie? To speak on this, I'm really pleased to be joined today by Shoojit Sircar, ace director. He's, of course, made Gulabo Sitabo and fantastic movies like Vicky Donor, as well as Piku. Shoojit, thank you for talking to us. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on board.
All right. So let me begin by, straight away asking about how today is different. Is today different than if your movie would have released in the theaters? Is it feeling like a big release day, or is it feeling very different?
No, of course, it's feeling almost same. That's a big release day, and eagerly waiting for people to react. There's only one difference, that of course nobody will talk on the first day or the second day about the box office and dishearten my entire experience. But I am really excited because it's a big release for me too. I mean, even if it's a digital medium, it's quite a huge release.
That's the key point, right? Even if it's a digital medium. So far, the digital release was seen like a plan B, or, reserved for movies which didn't have either big stars or a very, exciting sort of an anticipation. But this is a big movie in that sense. And it's a big movie to go straight to release. It might have not happened if not for COVID-19. Looking back, do you think that this was a plan B sort of an option? And are you glad that at least your movie is out there for audiences, even on this platform?
Well, if suppose the pandemic was not there, and there was no lockdown, then I think you must have seen this film by now in the theaters on 17th of April. So that was the release date. So it didn't release there. And then I thought that the situation here is that we are in a lockdown situation. And since it's been now 3 months almost, and when it's going to open, we still don't know. So I think this decision was taken only after that we could not release in the theaters. That's when this decision happened, that we should move on and explore the possibility of digital platform and release it there and not hold on to this film for long. So what's going to happen next, I don't know. But for Gulabo Sitabo, yes, this was Gulabo Sitabo's destiny, and I'm quite happy that I am releasing this film in the digital medium.
What also changes in that case, Shoojit, is the range of audience that sees your movie. Maybe for a movie like Gulabo Sitabo, it will meet its, desired target audience on an OTT platform. But do you think that would differ with different kinds of movies? Does the sort of quote-unquote multiplex movie translate more easily to an OTT platform? And would that be a different experience for, more massy movies?
Well, I don't know exactly. It depends upon how people consume it. So I know my films will be consumed by people in with my kind of taste and who like my films. So I think they will surely go and watch this film in the online platform. So on the online platform, I think the advantage is you can see it whenever. It doesn't have to be absolutely on the Friday. You can watch it on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You can watch it twice, thrice. So I think it depends, but I don't think it will reduce the audience. I may think it may have a little bit more of an audience.
What does it do to the financials? And I know you might not be able to share specific numbers with us, but just give us a sense. Do the producers make less money? Because people will spend less money, right? People are spending less money to consume your movie per person or per viewer. They're not buying that ticket. A family of 4 could watch it together at the cost of 1. They're not buying the popcorn and all the paraphernalia. Does it affect the commercials?
Frankly speaking, commercials was never the point. I'll come to that. Never a point for Gulabo Sitabo. I think the most important decision was a strategic decision. Do we want to release in digital platform, or for the film which was actually planned, and we began shooting, and we started shooting this film for a theater release? And from there to take a decision to come in the digital platform, I think this was the biggest discussion. Money was never the card that played for our to take this decision. Yes, I think my producers, Ronnie and Sheel, they must have done some kind of calculations with Amazon, and they must have arrived at something. But money wouldn't have stopped from going to the digital platform. Because in any way, we didn't want to hold on to the film. We wanted to get out of this film out to the audience and move on to our next film.
So what is the future of filmmaking looking like now? You have some kind of movement beginning in terms of filmmaking, but then you have rules like those above 65 can't come on set. I mean, the major star of your current movie is above the age of 65, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. There's still a lot of, not just actors, people involved in filmmaking who are above the age of 65. Do you think that things will take some time to get back to normal? What is the future looking like?
I think we are already struggling with this thoughts. How we are going to do this because these guidelines are pretty much strong, and we have to maintain these guidelines. And of course, these guidelines are for the safety of the crew and the safety of the entire production unit. I think it's still struggling. A lot of people who have already started a little bit of a shooting are feeling constraints because shooting, as I said, requires human interaction, and human interaction with close proximity it requires. So I think it will be difficult, and we'll have to find out a way, do a trial and error, and see how we can achieve this. I have not shot yet after the pandemic, so let's see. But some people are shooting some commercials, and I think 3 televisions and few leftover work of films which were not complete. So I'll have to check, but I think it's tough. It's very tough to just come out of that chaos that we are used to shooting and suddenly shoot with 20 people or 30 people on the set.
Do you think it will reduce the number of people on set and impact, the kind of employment the industry also generates?
It's already done. I mean, it's already the people have reduced. So it's surely going to impact. But we'll have to still find a way how we can rotate jobs and technicians so that everybody gets the I think that the association and our union is doing that in any case.
Okay. Is it also changing the way you're thinking creatively as a filmmaker for future projects, at least in the medium term? More scripts where perhaps there are smaller locations, fewer people in a scene or a set, those kind of storylines?
I think what I've heard is some people are doing it, but I think personally, I think that that's not the way we can function. For example, if we have a constraint in terms of while we are writing itself and conceiving the project, it will be difficult to complete it. It will be a very cumbersome process. So I think we'll have to find out, or we'll have to wait where we can when two people are talking in a scene. So I think when they are in a close proximity, they will have to be close proximity. Yes, we may have a shooting technique, but I don't think in terms of writing and in terms of the piece of literature that we are creating, I don't think there we can do constraints. I don't think it will be right.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you look at more projects, possibly going direct to OTT platforms and those options?
At the moment, we haven't thought of anything else, but we just want to wait and see how this experience goes. Just today, the film has released on Amazon Prime Video. So
Yeah.
I would want to experience this. I want to sit and watch what happens and how things unfold for us. And then we'll definitely take a decision. But anyway, there is no denial that digital medium is here going to stay. There are some originals which are happening in digital medium. And if there's a specific film or subject which I think is that I want to do is for digital as an original, I will do it.
Absolutely. Well, the best of luck to you, Shoojit. Hope to see a lot more from you, whether it's on digital or in the theaters. That's an entire different experience, which I'm sure a lot of people are missing as well. But thank you for taking out the time to talk to us, not just on
Thank
your
you.
movie today, but also the future of the industry. Let's hope for the best.
Thank you so much. I hope everything goes fine. Thank you.
Absolutely. Shoojit Sircar there, speaking about the release of Gulabo Sitabo, a movie starring Amitabh Bachchan and Ayushmann Khurrana. So big names there, which caused quite a furore when it was decided it would go straight to an OTT platform. Is that the future of films? We'll have to wait and see. Well, that's all the time we have this evening on the India Development Debate, but we'll be back here on Monday with all the big stories and analysis. Stay tuned to ET Now.